Welcome. The Others was released in 2001 and was directed by Alejandro Amenàbar. It stars Nicole Kidman and is about Grace, a religious mother who has two photosensitive children, Nicholas and Anne, and they're waiting for Grace's husband and Anne and Nicholas's father to return from the war. During that time, Anne claims that she's seen a ghost. So I'm just going to get this right out of the way and just say that this is one of my favorite horror movies. It is in my top 10. Fantastically made movie. I consider it a classic. There's so many great things about this movie. So many things that have been used now where people who watch this movie might be like, oh, that's a cliche, when they don't realize that this is the movie that other movies are stealing from. Now, I know a lot of people will compare, this is spoiler territory, so I'm going to save that for the end, the comparison. But a lot of people like to compare it to a very famous M. Night Shyamalan movie. I won't say which one. And I could get the comparison, but no. I think this is its own movie. It doesn't steal anything. It doesn't feel the need to steal anything. And if you just watch this movie, you will love it. It is fantastic. Going into pros with this movie, the acting. Oh my god, Nicole Kidman deserved every Oscar that she could have possibly won for her performance in this movie. This is probably my favorite role that I've ever seen her in. She just eats up the character that she is. And the kid performances, I don't know the kid actors' names, but Anne and Nicholas are so good. And with a movie that's very child-focused, or that main characters are children and they'll have a lot of scenes and a lot of interactions, they are so amazing and such great actors and actresses. I absolutely loved them, and especially Nicholas. He was so good. In terms of other pros, the movie is shot perfectly. It is so gorgeous. So many great shots. There's a fantastic false jump scare that is so good. There's so much to love about this movie, and so many reasons to why this is a classic for me. Now, I really want to talk about spoilers with this movie, so there's your pros. In terms of cons, I personally have no cons with this movie. If there were to be a con, I don't even know. I can't even think of a con off the top of my head. Maybe it's too slow of a burn for people, but it's not. You're gonna have people like, oh, I guessed what was gonna happen by the end of the movie. Like, shut up, who cares? There's no cons with this movie. I'm just gonna say it. I have no cons, no issues with this movie. If you do, of course, let me know. But I have no issues with this movie. So, spoiler territory. We have reached the spoiler. So, the ghosts that Anne, Nicholas, and Grace are seeing aren't ghosts. They're human. And Anne, Grace, and Nicholas are the ghosts. So it's kind of this inverted haunted house kind of movie that you don't really know going into it. Of course, there's going to be little hints throughout the movie, but they're hidden away well enough so that it keeps us on the edge of our seat while also not giving away its twist. And I absolutely love it. It's such a fantastic build-up to this final sequence that if you're watching the spoilers, you know it. If you haven't seen it and you're watching the spoilers, then, I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry because you're watching it. But there's a scene where we see this old lady and she's around this table with other people, and Anne is whispering in the lady's ear. And oh my god, I don't even want to say it for the people who might be watching who haven't seen this movie. If you know, you know. This is such an amazing scene. Heart-wrenching. We find out so much information about Grace and the children, and how these little things that we may not have noticed from before just all come to a head. I will say, for the people who know how Grace is a ghost, what she did to herself, I never really put it together fully, but the migraines, interact with how she became a ghost, and that one I kind of more knew, but that wasn't even English. More new, I don't even know. Okay. Anyway, but it was the children one. As you know how they died. I won't say for those of you who are watching and, are being naughty, but how they died, and then throughout the movie, how there will be random moments where they start breathing really heavy and really weird, and how they start to panic them once they start to do that, and we see the mom go like, stop breathing like that. Or when Nicholas is doing it, and is like, Nicholas, stop. Little things like that throughout this movie, it make me love it so much. So, overall, I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10, and I 100% recommend it. Anywhere you could watch it, watch this movie. It is so well directed, well acted, just everything you can love about a movie is in this movie. So thank you everyone for watching this review, and now I will say where that little thing from before with the spoiler and all of that, where it was stealing from, comes in, because a lot of people say that this movie steals from The Sixth Sense. And for those of you who know The Sixth Sense and have watched it, you'll kind of understand why people would think that way. So because of that, I've decided that my next review is going to be on The Sixth Sense. So be on the lookout for that. And also, I don't agree with it being or stealing from The Sixth Sense. I think it's its own entity. I think it does enough to where it warrants its own movie, or warrants having a similar idea presented within the movie. So thank you again to everyone watching this review. Be on the lookout for The Sixth Sense, but let's flash forward to the next review.